common with practically all museums out there, we closed in March to really take stock of how we could best function responsibly during the pandemic. And we developed a reopening plan based on research into what was happening at other museums and cultural institutions. And we reopened in June with some new safety measures in place that still provide the visitor with a safe and a responsible but an enjoyable museum-going experience.
When everything first started, we had a bunch of field trips and homeschool programming already on the schedule. Our April was essentially jam-packed with up to 1 week where we had 6 field trips, just back to back to back. And so we realized immediately we didn't want to not give that content to our students. So we scrambled and immediately turned those into digital programs, which have proven to be very successful.
What we were able to do is really kind of maximize the exhibits we have over time. So we slowed down a little bit, made sure that the exhibits we had up were up a little bit longer so people had a chance to come in with respect to socially distance regulations and see the exhibits that way. Some other things we did were kind of monitoring the spacing and flow in the exhibits and in the building in general. And then looking at how we address things like interactives. So how do we have touch artifacts? How do we let people engage and feel a part of the exhibits at a time when really distance and touch and things were being debated?
My biggest accomplishment for this year is setting the museum up to show off everything we do here in a digital way. Whether it's showing off exhibits, promoting programs, or creating promotional content that shows, hey, we're the museum and we're still here. Being able to move all of this content online has been a great way to bring the museum into the digital world, not only during the pandemic, but going forward in years to come.
Well, it's not actually the work that I did. It is the work that my 2 favorite guys did for me, in that John and Ken painted the research room. Hopefully visitors will appreciate how nice it looks in here.
The thing that I'm most proud of at the museum was definitely designing the disabilities exhibit, because it was completely outside of my comfort zone, and in the end I'm really proud of that exhibit and the way that it came together. It was challenging, but it was so rewarding at the same time, and I just don't really know how to explain just how happy I was when I finally saw the final project.
My favorite collection was a recent donation from Gary Mark Smith, a street photographer from Lawrence. It was recent photographs from the COVID-19 pandemic, so it was very relevant and interesting to go through the photos and how the pandemic affected Lawrence.
The bar behind us had been setting out in the back hallway for as long as I can remember. We put it together like a jigsaw puzzle. All the base was in a big box somewhere, and we just had to piece it together and brought it in, made a platform for it, so that we can show it off.
I'm proud of us, and I feel like that's kind of silly. Is that silly? We're coming up with programs and content ideas that are unheard of for some places. And we're doing things, we've already done things that other institutions are just coming around on. So I can't say like one specific program that I'm proud of, because the thing is, I'm proud of everything that we've been able to do, because we've gone to exceptional measures when I don't think anyone was expecting us to.
I would say the biggest success, but which was also a challenge for me this year, was doing some research to figure out a new donor management system to use for our museum. It has been an easier way for donors to donate online and for me to best communicate with donors and to thank them in some new and creative ways. And one of the benefits of using Network for Good has been the development of a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. And in just 2 months, we've been able to raise more than $4,000 in support of finishing the 3rd floor exhibit. So I'm excited to continue to learn how to best use this system and to make sure we can continue to provide the best fundraising resources for the Watkins.
I think the biggest success as far as exhibits really is this Days of Rage exhibit. It's something that has, even with the changes in the way people engage with museums this year, it's gotten a lot of great attention because it's so relevant to things that are happening in 2020.
This year has obviously been a challenging one, but thanks to our members and our donors, many of you who renewed your membership, some even upgraded your membership or gave an additional donation, we have been able to continue to provide a lot of content in just new and unique ways, and being able to continue to connect with our community and provide the kind of programming and exhibits that people have really come to expect from the Watkins.